AEW Forbidden Door review. This is my review, going to watch it live in London. Normally I would write down loads of notes, or I'd try and pronounce people's names, get it wrong and then cut it and edit it. So I thought what I'd do is something different this time. First of all, I think it was about 3 or 4 pre-match shows, which I'm not going to talk about. They're all great to see. My favourite person to watch on the pre-show was Samoa Joe. That's something ticked off my bucket list, thank you. Okay, but the actual main show though, we started off with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus, is it Luchasaurus or Killswitch? Like, I'm still learning people's names and doing things. And Kip Sabian. Is it Kip Sabian? I feel like these names are going to be completely wrong. Anyway, what was great was singing along, okay, to Adam Copeland's theme tune. And watching him live is another one off my bucket list. I've always wanted to watch him wrestle. And when he came back 5 years ago, I never thought I'd get the chance. And obviously then I got the chance, and it's just fantastic. Them two working together. The ending to the match was great, but okay, Christian wanted to tag out because he didn't want to wrestle Luchasaurus or Killswitch. I'm getting confused because he's called Killswitch and then people chanting Luchasaurus. Is it the same person? Explain to me. I'm confused. But then obviously he came into the ring. Okay, he fought him. Luchasaurus or Killswitch, okay, decided to push Kip Sabian because he didn't like him, obviously telling him what to do. Kip Sabian was bleeding. Well, in the end, though, we had it where Christian lifted up Kip Sabian and then Adam Copeland, okay, hit him with a spear. Fantastic. Okay, they shake hands. Cope goes for a hug to Christian. He's like, no, hang on a minute, we'll just shake hands. But my favourite part of that match, though, was people chanting the chant they used for Bailey. Instead of saying Bailey, they said Christian, and they're saying, I want to know if you'd be my dad. And being involved in that was the greatest chant of the night. Now, just to prove to you, I don't remember the order of the matches. So I know that's one, you see. So I'll see how far we can get with each match. Okay. My favourite match on the night, okay, was the 3-way tag team match. Absolutely brilliant. And it's wonderful to see Bro Dido winning the tag team titles. I personally thought it was going to be FTR because obviously the Cope and Christian situation, but a different story there. You had Ricochet and the Gates of Agony helping out by taking out the Hurt Syndicate. I don't know who they're supposed to be helping there, but either way, Bro Dido picked up the win and they are your new tag team champions. You had the 4-way women's match for the TBS championship. Obviously Mercedes Moné, won that one. I would have rather it been Alex Windsor, but it wasn't, so it's fine. Okay, I know you've got Bozil in there as well, and I forgot the name of the other lady wrestler, so I do apologise on that one. Speaking of women wrestling, we've obviously got Toni Storm versus Athena. I think personally Athena should have won that, but Toni Storm won in an okay match. I've seen Toni have better matches in my personal opinion, but beggars can't be choosers. Another interesting match to me was Nigel McGuinness versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP Championship, I believe. Some great British wrestling there. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. You had Daniel Garcia at ringside. But what made me laugh there, which I absolutely loved though, was Zack Sabre Jr. won by, do you know when like the women used to do like the pin, and it was like 1 2 1 2. It got to the point where it was like 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 2, and then he actually won off that one. So that was different to see, what actually I did like. We had the AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus MJF. Obviously MJF was trying to get Hangman disqualified, so obviously he could win the title because, if Hangman got disqualified or counted out, then obviously, he loses the title. He passed in the diamond ring, nothing. He brought out tables. We've seen great spots. MJF going through a table. Another thing as well, we had Hangman getting tombstone on half of the table, right? And obviously made it back into the ring at the count of 9 because that's what AEW does. Yep. In the end, though, Hangman used the contract over Max, basically smashed his head in, hit a buckshot lariat after hitting a dead eye, I believe. And then obviously he picked up the win, so he's still your AEW World Champion. We had Kyle Fletcher versus Hiromu Takahashi for the TNT Championship. I actually went to go and get a drink and go to the toilet during this match. But what I did see of it, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was just my go to the toilet match because one of them had to be. I don't regret missing it and I don't regret seeing it. Also, I didn't see it. I know what I mean. But either way though, Kyle Fletcher retained his TNT Championship just like I expected him to, and yeah. Then we had the Lights out steel cage match, the 10-man match. Right, I've just got the names of people here as well, so make sure I can pronounce this correctly. I'm not going to cut it out. So, okay, we've got Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi, and everyone else, which was Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, and Darby Allin versus the Death Riders, which was Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, or Matthew and Nicholas, whatever you want to call them. We all knew that it was going to be Will's last match for a while, but like his entrance was fantastic. Seeing him on top of the cage was fantastic. Seeing the cage match for the first time, fantastic. Great spots in there as well. The Young Bucks telling basically a production member earlier they wanted like thumbtacks and nails in this bag, and they gave them gummy bears instead, which entered obviously a gummy bear chant. Brilliant, loved it. Darby Allin having a fork in his ear was just completely stupid. That's not wrestling. It's just jackass stuff. If you like jackass, fantastic. I like jackass, but I want to watch wrestling when I'm watching wrestling. Like it makes sense, seriously. Yeah. Some of the great spots, obviously had Darby Allin, I think it was Gabe Kidd going through loads of tables. The good team basically won. And obviously Will was celebrating, but then obviously the cage obviously came, well, it didn't come down, but obviously they locked the cage, the Death Riders did. And you had Jon Moxley giving Will Ospreay like a double arm DDT, and then basically put his chair on his neck, stomped on his neck, so obviously he's out for a while. He sold it absolutely perfectly. Obviously the Ops came down, which was great. They basically chased him out the arena. Fantastic. A great way to write Will off screen. It was just great. Obviously then they brought the stretcher out. So all in all, I think I basically covered everything without going into too much boring detail. Like, where do I see everything going from here? It's a good question. Like, I personally think it's going to be Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus FTR, and they'll go for the tag team titles that way. The World Championship, Hangman Adam Page. MJF still got his contract, but who else could he really face? That's a good question. I still think he's going to have a program with MJF somehow. Timeless Tony Storm, I'm going to guess it's going to be Jamie Hayter going for her next. The TNT Championship, maybe Daniel Garcia, just a guess. But yeah, other than that though, I really enjoyed this show. It's my second AEW show I've been to. Fantastic. I like the seats that I had. Hopefully I'll get a video out soon of basically what my experience was like. But all in all, let me know if you enjoyed Forbidden Door. Let me know what you thought of my review. Obviously it could be a bit longer, a bit better, I understand. But no, please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.